How's everything going today?
Well, I'm good.
Fantastic.
I'm good. I like being in hotels and talking about myself.
There you go.
And flight, please?
Jake Hamilton, Fox Chicago. Well, you're in luck because we're in a hotel and I want to talk about you.
That makes one of us.
Good to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Growing up, I've always been fascinated with this style of animation. I think it's so beautiful, and also just knowing how it works behind the scenes, the patience it takes to do it. Thinking about all the incredible films you've done, if you could see one of your past films remade in this style of animation, which do you think would be the most fun to watch done that way?
I did a submarine movie about a haunted submarine. It should have been animated. No, it's a good movie. I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of movies, not that one necessarily. There's a lot of movies that should have been animated. They probably would have been better.
And
I don't want to really name. Have you seen Corky Romano?
I have seen Corky Romano.
Okay, that would be better animated.
And the classic, you guys want some cookies. I remember the.
You know a quote from the movie?
I do know a quote from the movie.
Wait. You know a quote from a Corky?
I do.
Okay, good. You've done your homework.
This is my job.
Wow.
The next person that comes in shouldn't be able to do an interview unless they can name a Corky Romano
Okay, I'll
quote.
test them.
You should.
I'll test them.
And I know who's coming in next. So
Okay,
that's
no one's gonna know.
That's why I'm very excited about this.
Chris Kattan doesn't know a quote from the Corky Romano.
Fair enough. One of the things I love about this particular character, this guy, is that he's looking for his family. He's just looking for an environment in which he feels like he truly belongs. And obviously, you've been a part of so many different ensembles, cast, and crews. What was the one where you got onto set and looked around and felt like, these are my people. This is who I feel like I belong with?
That's a good question. I'm currently in a situation where I'm working with this crew, and they are so fun. And we talk about it. We talk about like, oh, this is going to end, but I'm currently in a situation where I think, oh, this is the best crew I've worked with. And in this business, that's not always the case. I mean, but sometimes though, on good sets, you do feel like very family, and it's nice.
Can I ask what set it is that you feel that way?
Well, I'm doing a porno.
They're very giving.
I have a TV show called Baskets,
which is an incredible show, by the way.
We're working with a lot of the same crew. Also helps. So it's just that set.
Yeah, and I would imagine and also like Louis Anderson is just. I would imagine has to be one of the nicest people. I'm glad I was kind of hoping that would be your answer, because that's what I want to feel whenever I watch that show. That's the environment.
There's a lot of joy on that set.
Yeah, yes. I'd imagine. I was watching this movie last night, and I remember when I was a kid, seeing certain animated films were sort of like how I defined certain eras of my childhood. And I know there are going to be kids that go see this, and they're going to remember this experience for the rest of their life. For me, I remember seeing Aladdin and Lion King, and those were the ones that were pinnacle for me. For you growing up, what were those movies that sort of defined certain eras of your childhood?
Specifically animated?
Yeah, specifically animated.
There's an animated movie I saw as an adult that it's called Triplets of Belleville. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I have not, but I know what
That's
it is.
The
but
movie.
I've never
You
seen
should
it.
be quoting that one instead
of Corky Romano.
But it is one of my favorite animated movies, because there's a lot of art to it. A lot of this new animation, and it looks cold because it's a lot of this. There's a lot of warmth visually in this. But as a kid, there was a cartoon TV show called Waldo Kitty that really turned me on. That's not the thing you say. That's not the right expression.
Turned you on to film?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Really turned me.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
There was too long of a pause. That child show really turned me on. That cartoon really turned me on to show business. Oh, God. Your editors are going to... my apologies to the editors once again.
This runs raw, sir.
Oh.
This runs
Don't do that.
Hey, man, you've always been very kind. Every time I interview, you're always very kind to me. Really, thanks for always being such a nice guy. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
I love this style of animation. As a kid, I just think it's so beautiful, and just also the artistry behind it takes so much time and patience. You've been in so many incredible films in your career. If you could see one of them remade with this style of animation, which do you think would be the most fun to kind of see done like that?
Oh, wow. I think it would be... Ooh, which one? Colombiano.
Yes! Oh, I'm so glad you said that.
Right? Because I'm like, well, Avatar, it already lives in its very unique anomaly of a place.
Right.
And so does Guardians and Avengers. Yeah, Colombiano.
Oh, Can we please get someone on that?
We gotta tell Laika. We gotta pitch it to Laika. Can you help
Do
me?
this. Done.
Okay.
I'll send this to them.
Game.
Yeah, but it needs to be like super violent and just
Oh,
like
Jesus.
stop motion blood
Rated
violence.
R.
Yes, super rated. I am here for it. I am so here for that. I love that. So I was watching your character last night, and she's so strong and independent, obviously beautiful. And there was a moment halfway through where I go, I'm kind of crushing on this animated. And obviously, it's not. As a kid, I had a crush on Jasmine growing up. Is it okay to have a crush on an animated character?
I think it's normal. If anything, I think it's great. You know, especially when these filmmakers spend so much time putting something that isn't supposed to be real at all together, and they give it so much life, and then your voice contributes to that. I like that it takes you on an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were there
Of even crushing
for
proportions.
sure? Yeah, exactly. Were there any growing up as a kid? Were there any animated characters that you had a crush on?
Yes, Lionel from Thundercats.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
I like that. We were just talking earlier how whenever we spoke for Avengers, we didn't really know what was going to happen. So this is the first time I've seen you since essentially being traumatized by Gamora's death in Infinity. Pour one out. Rest in peace. Can you just tell me about the moment that you first read that in the script and what that experience was like when you kept going, wait, what is happening? What is happening?
I didn't quite understand. I really didn't, because I thought, well, I'm contractually obligated to go back and shoot Guardians 3, so what does this mean? I was in limbo. But once I followed the trajectory of this relationship between father and daughter, and how something of it must come to an end, it just, I don't know, man. Even if it's self-sacrifice and it's purposeful, I enjoy it.
That was an
and I
amazing
accept it.
scene. You know, one of the things actually I love about Hugh Jackman's character in this movie is that he reminds me of this friend that we all have, the kind of person that'll call you on a Thursday night that says, like, get in the car, we're going on an adventure. Of all the amazing co-stars you've worked with, who's the one that's most likely on a Saturday night to call you up and go, let's go out, we're going to do this, we're going to have fun?
Well, back then, before I got married, that was Chris Evans. He was like my hangout buddy. And then I had to mess it all up and get married and have a whole ton
I'm
of
so
kids.
sorry that you're happy and you have a family.
And then but we whenever we were on the set, shooting similar scenes for Avengers, we spent a great deal of time just reminiscing on like those cool, awesome hangouts, because he is a great buddy. And but there are also other actors that I hang out, but I don't need that. It almost feels like I was a different person.
It's a different time. Everyone,
when you have
phases.
kids and like your porn is like thinking when you're gonna be able to sleep 8 hours.
A full 8 hour stretch.
Ooh,
Yes.
like that is like your sexy talk. You are you are a different type of human being.
A cup of coffee in the morning, and whatever it takes. You're always so great to talk to you. Thank you for always being so kind to me.